2025 is bringing some major changes to U.S. immigration, everything from green card processing, visa approvals, EAD renewals, and even potential travel ban updates. If you've been waiting months or even years for your paperwork, you know how stressful it can be. Today, we are breaking down exactly what's happening, what it means for you, and the deadlines you need to watch out for. We'll cover the latest news from USCIS, how new policies could impact your green card timeline, visa interviews, and work permits. Plus, if travel restrictions are shifting, you'll hear the real implications for anyone planning to visit family, work, or study abroad. I'm going to give you clear, actionable information so you can make the right moves and avoid costly mistakes. So, if you want to stay ahead, understand the system, and protect your status in the US, stick around. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that like button. It helps others in the immigration community find this vital information, and it supports us in bringing you timely updates every week. Now that we've set the stage, let's dive into the heart of what's happening with U.S. immigration in 2025 and why these updates matter so much for you. The first thing to understand is that immigration processes have always been complicated, but recent changes are making timing, planning, and strategy even more critical. Whether you're someone waiting on a green card, renewing your work permit, trying to secure a visa for a family member, or just keeping an eye on potential travel restrictions, these updates are designed to impact your life directly. Imagine spending months or years planning your future here, only to be surprised by sudden policy changes. That stress is real, and it's something every immigrant in the U.S. feels deeply. Today, we're going to break it all down in a way that's easy to understand, so you know exactly what steps you can take to protect your status and your future. Let's start with green cards, because for many of you, this is the ultimate goal, the permanent proof that you can live and work in the US without worrying about your legal status every single day. 2025 is seeing some shifts in green card processing times, and these aren't small tweaks. USCIS has announced updates to their backlog management and interview scheduling that are designed to speed things up for certain categories while others may experience longer waits. This means that if you're applying through family sponsorship, employment-based programs, or the diversity visa lottery, your expected timelines might look different than what you were told a few months ago. Many immigrants have felt anxious about this because the waiting period has always been one of the most stressful aspects of the process. When you finally receive your green card, it's not just a document, it's peace of mind, stability, and a step closer to achieving the dreams that brought you here. Understanding these new timelines is crucial because it allows you to plan your job opportunities, housing, and even travel with much more confidence. You don't want to be caught off guard when your interview date moves or when processing takes longer than expected. Being informed is your best defense. Next, let's talk about visas because they're not going away anytime soon. Whether you're on an H-1B, F-1, L-1, or another type of visa, 2025 is bringing updates that could affect your application, renewal, or transfer. One major shift is the increased scrutiny on certain visa categories, particularly employment-based and student visas. This doesn't mean that visas are impossible to get. It simply means that preparation is more important than ever. Your documentation, financial evidence, and employer support letters need to be precise, detailed, and timely. For students and workers, understanding these changes could mean the difference between a smooth renewal and unexpected delays that impact your education or career. And let's be honest, the anxiety that comes with visa uncertainty can feel overwhelming. You plan your life around these documents, and when the rules change, it feels like the ground shifts beneath your feet. That's why staying up to date with USCIS announcements and consulting trustworthy sources can save you countless hours, frustration, and worry. Now, let's address EADs or employment authorization documents. For many immigrants, this card is literally their lifeline to working legally in the United States. Whether you're waiting for a green card and need work authorization in the meantime, or you're in a category that relies on an EAD to maintain income, delays can be devastating. The good news is that USCIS has indicated efforts to streamline certain EAD renewals and reduce processing backlogs. The challenge, however, is that these improvements might not reach everyone immediately. Some applications may still face long waits, particularly if additional evidence is requested or if your case falls under a more scrutinized category. For people who depend on their EAD to pay rent, support family members, or plan for their future, Even a few extra weeks of delay can be stressful. That's why many immigration attorneys recommend submitting renewals as early as possible and keeping close track of USCIS updates. Knowing what to expect and preparing in advance can prevent unnecessary stress and financial strain. Another area that has everyone talking is travel bans and entry restrictions. While 2025 hasn't seen a sweeping new ban yet, discussions around border security and selective entry policies are ongoing. If you're planning to travel internationally, even a short vacation or a visit to family, you need to pay attention. Certain countries or categories of travelers may face additional requirements or delays at U.S. ports of entry. For immigrants, this can feel like walking on a tightrope. You want to maintain your connections to your home country, but you also don't want to jeopardize your status in the U.S. Understanding potential travel risks and having the right documents in order before you leave is more important than ever. It's not about fear. It's about being strategic and proactive so that your travel goes smoothly and you avoid complications that could impact your future in America. One of the most common concerns we hear from viewers is about family reunification. Many immigrants have spouses, children, or parents waiting abroad, and visa delays or policy changes directly affect these relationships. The emotional weight of being separated from loved ones is something that can't be overstated. The 2025 updates have some positive aspects for family-based immigration, including some priority adjustments and faster processing for immediate relatives of U.S. citizens. However, for extended family categories, timelines may still be long. This makes it vital to plan ahead and submit applications with care. If you're in this situation, the stress of waiting is real, but staying informed about which categories are moving faster can help you manage expectations and maintain hope. The goal is to reduce uncertainty where possible, and knowledge is your most powerful tool. Employment is another area where immigration updates can make a huge difference. If you're on a work visa or planning to transition to permanent residency, your career trajectory depends on understanding how new policies affect your ability to work legally. Employers are also watching these updates closely because their ability to sponsor employees, submit petitions, or transfer visas hinges on compliance with the latest rules. In 2025, some categories may benefit from faster processing or extended work authorization during transitions, but others might require more documentation or longer waiting periods. This affects your daily life, from accepting a job offer to planning long-term career growth. Being proactive, keeping records in order, and communicating with your employer are all strategies that can help you navigate these changes successfully. Financial planning is often overlooked, but it's deeply connected to immigration status. For immigrants relying on work permits or visa-dependent jobs, delays in approval can create real financial strain. Some families may have planned around expected processing times, only to be surprised by longer waits. Understanding 2025 updates allows you to anticipate these challenges, budget accordingly, and reduce stress. It's not just about survival, it's about planning for stability, growth, and peace of mind. For many, the emotional relief that comes with knowing your paperwork is on track is just as important as the practical benefits. Feeling secure in your immigration status allows you to focus on your job, family, education, and life in the U.S. without constant worry about what might go wrong. Let's also talk about the emotional side of immigration, because it's something that doesn't get discussed enough. Waiting for approvals, facing travel restrictions, or navigating complicated EAD renewals takes a toll on mental health. The stress, uncertainty, and occasional frustration can feel isolating. That's why building a support system is crucial. Talking to trusted friends, community groups, or legal advisors can help you process these updates, share experiences, and gain practical advice. You're not alone in this journey, and having people who understand the challenges can make a huge difference in how you handle uncertainty and stress. Being informed about updates like these doesn't just help you navigate the system, it also empowers you emotionally, giving you a sense of control in situations that often feel overwhelming. Now, I want to share a few tips for staying ahead in 2025 without getting overwhelmed. First, always check official sources for USCIS updates, visa announcements, and policy changes. Rumors spread quickly online, and misinformation can cause unnecessary panic. Second, keep your documents organized. This may seem basic, but having passports, application receipts, and supporting evidence readily accessible can save you from delays and confusion. Third, consider consulting with an immigration attorney if you're facing complex situations or uncertainties. Their expertise can help you avoid mistakes that could cost months or years of waiting. And finally, stay connected with your community. Other immigrants, advocacy groups, and support networks can provide insights, share experiences, and help you feel less isolated as you navigate this complex system. It's also important to remember that change is constant. U.S. immigration has always evolved, and 2025 is no different. Policies may adjust mid-year, processing times can fluctuate, and priorities may shift depending on broader governmental strategies. While this can feel unsettling, the key is to remain adaptable and informed, preparing in advance, understanding the nuances of each category, and monitoring official updates will help you navigate changes without panic. This mindset transforms uncertainty into opportunity. When you know what's coming and how it affects your situation, you can make proactive decisions rather than reacting at the last minute. That sense of control can be transformative for your immigration journey. Another important aspect is understanding the practical implications of each update. For example, if green card processing speeds up for certain employment categories, that could mean more job mobility and flexibility. Faster EAD renewals could mean less financial stress and uninterrupted work opportunities. Adjustments in travel regulations might allow you to plan family visits or business trips more confidently. Every policy change affects real people, families, and futures, and being aware of these effects allows you to strategize effectively. For many immigrants, knowing exactly how a policy affects their timeline, job, or family plans is invaluable. It's not abstract news, it's personal, tangible, and life-altering. Lastly, let's talk about hope. Immigration is a journey full of challenges, but it's also full of opportunities. Updates in 2025 may feel stressful at first glance, but they are also designed to create more clarity, streamline processes, and protect applicants. By staying informed, planning ahead, and taking proactive steps, you can navigate these changes successfully and continue building your life in the U.S. Remember, you are not defined by delays, backlogs, or temporary hurdles. Your resilience, preparation, and commitment determine your path forward. Every update, every policy change, and every piece of advice you follow is another tool in your toolbox, helping you achieve your goals. So as we move forward together, stay engaged, stay informed, and take each step intentionally. Your immigration journey is uniquely yours, and understanding these 2025 updates gives you the power to act confidently. Be proactive with your green card applications, diligent with your visa and EAD renewals, and cautious yet prepared for any travel restrictions. Share knowledge with your community, support others who are navigating similar paths, and never underestimate the value of staying informed. The more you know, the less uncertain your future becomes. By staying up to date and planning strategically, you can face 2025 with confidence, knowing you're prepared for whatever changes come next. Every step you take today lays the groundwork for a smoother, more secure tomorrow. Your dreams of living, working, and thriving in the U.S. are valid, achievable, and closer than you think. The key is preparation, awareness, and action. Keep your documents ready, track official updates, and stay connected to your support networks. Every small effort compounds into significant progress. This is your journey, your future, and your moment to take control of your immigration path in 2025 and beyond.